Canosa, which not packaged particularly well, from a cover which is okay at best, to this thing in the back. When you first see that, I almost didn't play the game because of the back cover.
Well, just there's nothing congruent about it. You look at the cover and you go, okay, it's some sort of
siren.
It's a siren, or it kind of looks like a mermaid, I guess. Waving at a ship. The drawing is not particularly engaging. It's very one color. Everything sort of looks... It looks like actually it has sun damage. That's what this box cover looks like to me.
Yeah. And so, well, show us how to play it. We'll come right back.
All right. In Canosa here, each player represents a siren. So we've got the silver siren here with 2 of their rings, and then the gold siren with 2 of their rings. And they are trying to gain these shipwrecked sailors, attract them over to their island, which is this space right here. And so, if you manage to do that 4 times, get 4 of these sailors off the board, you are going to win. Or if you manage to make your opponent be unable to take a turn, if you trap them, then you also win. And so the game, the way the game works is one player is going to begin. They get a single action, and then from that moment on, every player gets 2. So 1 action, 2 actions, 2, 2, 2, and so on. You are going to be moving these pieces. You can move your own siren in any orthogonal direction. So if I am here, I could move. If I'm here, I could move into any of those 4. Once you've left your island, you can never return to it. And if you are next to a piece, you can drop off one of your rings on it. And now, since the top ring is gold, I control this sailor. Every piece, including the sirens, can only have up to 3 rings on it. So you cannot add a 4th. You can also, by the way, take away a ring. So you could actually remove a ring, the top one, and put it back on your siren if you need to influence someone else. And then the other option is, of course, you can move one of these that you are controlling. The trick being it can only be moved towards the island that you're trying to get them to. So if I want to move this piece and I am gold here, then I have to move it there, or I have to move it there, not farther away from my island. That's an illegal move. And so the players might do something like this. Gold will go first, then silver goes, and they get to move 1 and 2. Then I'll go, and I could move... I'll move 1 and I'll move 2. This continues with the players trying to, again, get their pieces off the board. If I manage to do this, and eventually I can move this piece in here, then it comes off the board. I will return 1 ring to each siren. So if there's a single gold, I get it. 1 gold, 1 silver. Well, we each get those. But if there's 2 of the same color or more, only 1 comes back. And this continues with the players trying to do that, trying to get these pieces to their islands. Once you manage to get 4 off the board, or your opponent cannot make a move, then you win the game.
Again, theming here, whatever. You're competing sirens. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're attracting these shipwrecked sailors with your song. It kind of works. The influence idea with the rings kind of works. And it is a more traditional abstract game than the last one we looked at here.
It's very small, though. So that's the thing you need to come into. This is a small game. I'm like, so how many options I got? Well, not a lot. There's only so many people, and you're going to not be able to stop your opponent from getting a couple in.
Sure.
Unless you play some sort of, he moved, and you're going to get a couple in, then you fight over those last few. And the thing is, I think the concept of the game's interesting.
Yeah.
I like the idea of taking rings off one person, ceding control of that person to you, to then go put them on someone else that's more important. That's interesting, and I think I would like the game if it just had a bit more oomph to it. It feels like it's just shy of the line for me. Like I play it, and then I think in a few years, you're going to have to remind me how it plays.
For me, the cover and this packaging really fights that feeling, because I kind of enjoyed the abstract game in it. In fact, this is not the classic that Vikings used to play, but it feels like it could be.
I agree. This feels like a game that Pirates played back in the day.
Right, exactly. It has that feeling. And I kind of liked this idea of, yeah, you can pull the sailors, but a legal move is only towards your port, towards your island, whereas your siren does not have that restriction. The rings, the influence, it represents their song or whatever. I like what's going on in it, but you're right, it's a little flat. It's a little... There are, I assume, not a lot of moments for this sort of like, aha, I didn't see that coming. The game has the sort of art, the curvature reminds me a little bit of Chinese checkers, where towards the end of the game, there's sort of the game's kind of over, we're just playing it out. It has a little bit of that feeling at the end of the game.
But it's short enough that it's not a problem.
True, but it's not so short that I found it to be a fluffy game, a forgettable game. But boy, is this packaging not doing this thing any favors whatsoever. Components are nice, pretty good, but the packaging is really hurting this one. I like it, though, considerably more than Himiki. This is one I'm going to give a 6 to, actually.
I'm giving you a 6.5 because it's almost there for me. But it just... And I like the concept of it, and I actually like the pieces. You know, like I said, the box didn't do it for me, but then I'm like, I opened it up, and I was like, oh, wow, this actually looks pretty nice.
They're nice pieces.
These look very classic, putting the rings on stuff. I enjoyed that. It has a good look to it. This might have done better if you had the guy sitting there, you know, with the
boring guy kind of cover?
The suit on, like...
Oh, that thing, yeah. This is one I would not... If somebody was like, hey, I really want to try this out, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm happy to give it a go.
And the speed doesn't hurt the game either. Yeah. So that's Canosa.